So for the office market, which I'm supposed to be talking about right now, it is, we're in an expansion phase here, and you see that vacancy is going down and rents are going up throughout Missoula. So looking at this in more detail, vacancy rates came down about 1% for office, which is, like Sarah mentioned, that's a trend that's kind of counter to what you're seeing in most of the nation, where vacancy rates for offices are going up. And then our average lease rates across all asset types is up as well by about 8%. So strong indications that the market is doing well here. Also related by the fact that we had almost double the transactions in office sales in 2021 as we did in 2020. And then you can also see in the median and average sale prices that those things are climbing pretty significantly, about 25% growth from 2020 to 2021. And then in terms of the overall pipeline, you're seeing there's actually not that much construction going on for new office, even though there's demand for new product. So there's about 50,000 square feet under construction right now. As of right now, the only things that we see for 2023 are about 30,000 feet of new office product, and then a little bit more coming in 2024. This is not a hard and fast rule, but as a reference point, generally, if you are building less than 2% of the overall stock in a given year, you're not going to be wildly out of whack with where you should be. So not overbuilding. So in Missoula, that's in the 130 to 150,000 square foot range, and we have been below that both in 2021 and then for a couple of years now. So I don't have a whole lot of concern about overbuilding office assets. So one thing skipped over was that I see a lot of promise in downtown. There's been an awful lot of demand for new projects in that vicinity. And if you extract the federal building that the city and county are in the process of obtaining, or in fact, they may have already obtained it. So we pulled that out because it's uncertain. You're at about 6% vacancy for downtown. And so one of the things that we also see is that more of the people that are seeking office space, the theme is that they need to give their employees a reason to get out of their pajamas and come back to work. And so the way they do that is by good locations and amenities and things like that. So if you are downtown and close to trails and you have parking and there's food nearby and you have larger spaces and like a reason to come to work, then there are still office users that are consuming this space to the point where our vacancy rate is going down. So that seems to be the overall state of the market, is that office is in demand, especially if it has good amenities to offer for employees. And as people are well aware of, it is very difficult in many circumstances to find employees. So that's part of the lure back, is create a good space for people to come and work day to day. And finally, we started doing a sentiment survey where you'll see these throughout the nation as well, but you go and ask market participants. So it's a lot of you in the audience where you touch commercial real estate in some capacity, whether as an investor, a lender, as a tenant, and we just go and ask about different topics related to them. And the one is, in the next 12 months, do you think Montana office rates will be higher, about the same, lower, or I'm not sure? And in general, the overwhelming response is that people thought that it would be higher, which indicates that they see increased demand for office space in Missoula, in Montana in general. So that is very different from when, if you ask the same question in most markets throughout the country, you would have basically the inverse of what we're showing here in terms of the response. So pretty interesting tidbit. I'd say on the whole, Missoula's office market is very strong with development and investment opportunities available. So